When you look at your pantry, how do you know if you have enough? Today, we're going to talk about what and when and how to restock your pantry. And I'm going to give you an update on the things that I've been putting in my pantry lately, including my latest Costco haul for my family of 7.
Hey homemakers, I'm Jess from the blog siloandsage.com, teacher turned homeschool mom of 5. Here we talk about all things homestead, homeschool, and homemaking. So grab a cup of coffee and let's cultivate your home.
Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my pantry. Now, when it comes to a prepared pantry, which is something that I talk about a lot here on my channel, it can be tricky to know, like, what is enough? Like, how do you know you have enough in your prepared pantry? Well, it's hard to say because it's not the same for everyone. What is enough for my family is not going to be the same amount that is enough for yours, because your family size may be different, what your family likes to eat may be different, the dynamics of your situation, of whether you grow any food or whether you have any animals on your property. We may have a different budget. We may have different expectations of what kinds of foods we should have in our pantries. Every family's situation is different. So there's no one size fits all of what is enough to have in a prepared pantry. But no matter what you have in your pantry, you are always going to be restocking it. Now, you may have some things that you keep in your prepared pantry that you consider like long-term food storage. So maybe you keep buckets of wheat berries, or maybe you keep cans of freeze-dried foods or dehydrated foods that are going to last for a really long time and have a super long shelf life. And those are kind of your emergency foods, right? These are the foods that you are not going to break into these foods unless you absolutely have to. You're keeping them in case of a real extreme emergency. Like, you can't get to the store for whatever reason for a super, super long time. You know that these foods are there and they are always going to be there for at least for a very long time. So if we take that part of your prepared pantry aside, you're going to have foods that are constantly going in and out because hopefully you are eating these foods. The point of a pantry is not just to have it look pretty, even though it does look really, really pretty. But the point of it is to have foods that your family actually eats. So you are going to always be restocking the foods that are on your shelves. So today I'm joining with my friend Stephanie over at 10 Kids in Her Garage, and we are sharing some tips on building a prepared pantry, on restocking the pantry, and just sharing some things that we have been restocking and kind of like giving you a glimpse into our pantries. Now, my friend Stephanie is a fellow Wisconsinite, a fellow homeschool mom, and she has a large family. She even has a larger family than I do. But she and I both love to share about being prepared, having a well-stocked pantry, and we like sharing the foods that we buy for our families. So make sure after you watch this video that you head to her video, which is linked in the description box below, because I think you're going to love seeing what she does and how she does things a little bit differently than I do. And like I said before, you are not ever really done building your prepared pantry, because even if your shelves are full, you're going to start eating off of the shelves. You are going to pull things off the shelves and you're going to be eating them. So the biggest thing I can tell you about building a pantry is to actually stock foods that you are going to eat. If my kids aren't going to eat these cans of pears, there is no point in me putting them on my shelf. So make sure that you are stocking foods that your family actually eats. Like, my family is not going to eat canned peas. So I do not have any canned peas on my shelf. My family does not eat tuna. We don't buy it. So you won't find, okay, you'll find a couple cans of tuna on my shelf because I did actually buy them to see if my family liked them, because I don't like tuna. So I just didn't think to buy it. So I thought maybe I should just buy like 1 or 2 cans, see if they like it. They didn't like it. We ended up feeding it to a stray cat that we saw outside. So we don't have any tuna on our shelves. But the point is that you need to stock the things on your shelf that you are actually going to eat. You also have to think about variety. So right now you'll see here's a lot of fruit on my shelf, but this isn't all the things that I have on my shelf. These are just my pretty jars. But I also have proteins, I have vegetables. You have to stock a variety of things because you can't survive on just fruit. As much as some of my kids would like to believe that's possible, you can't. So you need to stock a variety of things. For me, having a prepared pantry in the winter also looks different than it does in the summer. In the summer, I have things coming in from the garden. Obviously, right now it is the end, it's nearing the end of fall and we're going into winter. So I have a pretty stocked shelf from the things that we got over, the garden season. We have things in our freezers. We have foods we preserved on our shelf. We have fermented foods that are upstairs in our cold storage, which is just my unheated mudroom. I don't have fancy cold storage. It's literally just my mudroom that stays cold because it doesn't have any heat in it. But because in the winter in Wisconsin, I don't have a lot of food growing at my house. Right now, I just have a little bit of kale outside and a few cabbages that are out there. And then in my house, I have some herbs and some like green onions that are growing in my green stock in my kitchen. And then I like to grow sprouts in the winter too. But that's about it, other than our chickens who are sometimes laying eggs, but not a lot in the winter. So I know there are not a lot of new foods coming in, so I need to have them stocked on my shelves. Plus, I just do not like to go to the store a lot of extra times in the winter because it snows here in Wisconsin and I like to stay home where it's warm and cozy. Plus, foods that are coming into Wisconsin are generally not being grown here in Wisconsin in the winter. There aren't a lot of farmers markets that are open, so those foods are getting shipped from other states, so they aren't as fresh. So I want to have the freshest foods I can. So if I have foods that I have preserved or they're in my freezer or, the foods that are pre-canned or jarred from that I just bought, I know that I have foods that were preserved at their peak, at their freshest state. For me, having a well-stocked pantry also is just like one of the keys for me for having an easy day. As a busy mom, I'm homeschooling, my kids are in activities, I've got 5 kids, and they are teenagers who are eating a lot of food. And so having a lot of food on my shelves that I can always have things to pull from is really, really helpful to me. And it actually makes my day so low stress because I know that I'm not having to like worry about what we're going to eat at night. I know that at any point in the day, even if it's like 30 minutes before I want to eat, I can come down here and I can grab some food. And if you're looking for some easy, like quick meal ideas that you can make from your pantry, I have a video on that and I will link it in the description below. The other reason that for me, having a well-stocked pantry is so important is because you just never know what circumstances will happen. You just never know when someone will lose a job, something happens, in the economy and the prices increase or continue to increase, or if situations shift and change around the world that impact shipping and pricing and availability of products, you just never know what's going to happen. So I like to be prepared for these things, these unexpected things that you can't predict, like you can predict the seasons of winter and harvest season and whether you have food coming into your house through your garden or not. That is predictable. The other stuff is not as predictable, but still could happen. So I like to just be prepared and have my shelves well stocked. So I want to give you a quick look at some of the things that I have added to my pantry since my last pantry tour. So I have added quite a few fruits that I preserved this year. And I'm not quite done. I have more applesauce to do. You can see I only have like one row here of applesauce, and that is not nearly enough for my crew. I definitely need a lot more. But we actually ended up getting a bunch of apples from our neighbor, and we ended up eating through a lot more than I expected. My kids just loved the apples. So we just made some things fresh, and then I made all of this applesauce. And I will be making a bunch more because I got a bunch of apples locally from a local apple orchard. I also got a lot of fruit, some pears and peaches from Azure Standard this year, and I canned them up into smaller jars. Most of them, the pears especially, I canned into the smaller pint jars so that they would be a little bit easier for my kids to just grab. Like if 1 or 2 kids want some pears, they can grab them. They tend to like to eat those in slightly smaller quantities, but the peaches, they're a little bit more like something we would have as part of a meal. So the peaches, I canned some of them in larger quart jars and some in the pint jars as well. So I do have some that are over here too. I have some of these quart jars of pears and peaches. And then I have all of this tomato sauce. Now, this is not nearly as much tomato sauce as I thought I was going to get this year. My tomatoes actually did not do very well. I have a ton of cherry tomatoes that are in my freezer, and I actually still even have some green cherry tomatoes that are in my mudroom, kind of very slowly turning red. Now I could bring them out and put on my counter, but I've just got other things going on that I don't really want to deal with them at the moment. So I'm just letting them sit and just very slowly turn red. And then there's some things up here that are from last year. So I have a little bit of peach sauce from last year. I think that up there is some cranberry sauce and then some cranberries here that also have like some cranberry juice in with them. And then I have this other shelf that is across from it that just has some jellies. You can see a couple store-bought jellies, and then I have some peach jam that I made and some cranberry jam, and I think there's a couple blueberry jams back there unless my kids ate them already. But I actually moved these over here just onto a different shelf because it's lower to the ground. And so that means that all my kids can just come and grab them on their own. Like my 7-year-old, this is really easy for him to grab. And it is a little bit more accessible than where I had my jellies, which was up on a higher shelf on the other side with the other home canned foods. And so I just wanted it to be a little bit more accessible, even though honestly, I do wish that I could have it over here because it would just look pretty and it would be like complete. But I do have some cranberries that I think I'm going to can up some more cranberry sauce because I will make some for the holidays too. So I bought some cranberries that I'm going to show you in my Costco haul, and I probably will make some more jars of cranberry sauce with at least some of those. So you can see that my shelves, if you look back to some of my previous videos, you can see that it is a lot more stocked than it was at the beginning of the season, which is how it should be. And this does not include like the fermented foods that I have going or that are also in my mudroom. I've got a lot of cabbage that I grew, and I was given a bunch of cabbage too by some family members, and those are sitting in our unheated mudroom. If you've seen previous videos, you know that I, at this point, do not can a lot of vegetables. I ferment a lot of vegetables, and I can a lot of fruits. That's kind of where I'm at right now with my canning. I am not like a super hardcore canner. I don't can proteins at this point, but I am hoping to expand soon. I just, you just take what you can a little bit at a time. So it's okay to have some of these things that are store-bought. They are still going to fill your shelves. So when it comes to getting things on your pantry shelves and stocking your pantry shelves, you don't have to grow it all. I certainly do not grow all of my own food on my homestead. We have a fairly small homestead. We are under 2 acres. The only animals that we have here are chickens. We don't raise any of our own meat, but we do buy our meat locally. So we also got our big bulk beef order in. So we are fully stocked on beef. I've mentioned that in a couple previous videos that I kept saying, we're low on beef, we're low on beef. We are finally not low on beef, and I'm so happy because we were really missing it. So I'm happy to say we are stocked up on our beef. We are stocked up on our fruit. We are stocked up on our fermented veggies. We have a lot of things that we have stocked up on. But that doesn't mean that we don't go to the store anymore because we are not completely self-sufficient. We are still buying other things and replacing the things that we are eating. And just with like the instability in the world right now, it just makes me feel better to know that I have the things that we need and I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to worry about it if prices continue to go up or if things get a little shifty and like change in, economic situations or world situations or like just what things are available. So there are a couple things that I do that really help me to keep my pantry shelves stocked. One of those things is that I buy things that are on sale. So if I spot something that is on sale, that is something that my family already eats, I will buy it. Like my last Azure haul, I bought some tomato paste. Now, I already had some tomato paste, but this is something that we use, and I saw that it was on sale, so I grabbed some. So the same is true of like seasonal items. If there are seasonal items like, I will grab this and show you. If you are gluten-free like I am, Aldi generally has these gluten-free French onions and they pull them out around the holidays. They don't always have them year round. So what I do is I will just stock up on them when I see them. So I grab these and I usually grab like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them. So then I have these for green bean casserole. If I want to make it for Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter or whenever, we or just a random day because I really do love green bean casserole. Not with canned soup, by the way. You got to make it from scratch. It is so much better. But I will grab these so that I know that I have them on hand. So grabbing things that are on sale, grabbing things that are seasonal. Those are two ways to stock your pantry and to keep bringing in items and making sure that you have a well-stocked pantry, but also just adding a little bit to every order. You don't have to buy huge bulk orders every time to fill your pantry. You can add 1 or 2 things. So let's say that you were going to buy 1 thing of pasta. Instead, you buy 2 things of pasta. Or you were going to buy like 1 bottle of vanilla. Instead, buy 2 bottles of vanilla so that you always have an extra. That is, I think, one of the most important parts of having a prepared pantry is that you don't just have one of something, because you always want to have the next thing. You always want to have a little bit extra. Doesn't mean you have to have an entire shelf full if that's not where you are or that's not what you need. And maybe you don't have a family of 7 that is going to eat through this fruit very, very quickly, might I add. But you want to have a little bit, and that just prepares you for something ahead. So if you know that every week your family eats 2 boxes of pasta, if you have 6 boxes of pasta on your shelves, you know that you are prepared a few weeks ahead. Then the next time you go to the store, you just buy 2 or maybe 4 boxes of pasta to get you a few more weeks ahead. You start eating through those boxes, and then you still have extra. So it doesn't mean that you have to be buying 25 or 50 pounds of something unless you have a large family that are eating all of that food, or you're putting it away like 25 pounds of wheat berries or something and you're putting it away for long-term storage. You are actually just buying the next several weeks or several months worth of food so that you can just stay ahead a little bit and be prepared in case the price shoots up and you don't want to pay that extra amount, or someone loses a job, or something happens and they don't have any at the store of the things that you need. So that's what I did with my Costco order this month. I did not need to buy like a ton of bulk items. I wasn't stocking up on like excessive amounts. I was just stocking up on like the next few things. The things that we're eating, the things we're replacing, the things that we're just adding like for the next weeks or months, that we're just adding a little bit to our prepared pantry. So when you see my Costco order that I'm going to show you in a second, you'll see that it's not like a huge order of like stocking up all the shelves. There were a few things that I needed and a few things that I wanted to like stock up on, but it wasn't things that I'm like completely out of for the most part. They weren't things that I was like needing to stock up on like 25, 50 pounds of. It mostly was things that I needed, like, oh, I needed a couple extra ramen noodles, or I needed like 2 boxes of um, tomatoes with chilies in them. Like it wasn't a huge amount, but those small amounts add up over time. So if you are on a budget and you're trying to build a prepared pantry, you don't need to go out and buy like 50 pounds of something or huge bulk amounts, especially if that isn't something that you can afford right now. Just add a little bit extra. So either like put in a little extra in your budget just for those pantry items. Like maybe you can add in $100 this week or this month, and you're going to say that $100 is not earmarked for things that we're eating every day, but these are the things that we're stocking up on that are going to sit on our shelves. Or maybe you just, whatever you buy that's on sale, you're going to buy an extra one. So if the macaroni is on sale, buy an extra macaroni. If the flour is on sale, buy an extra flour that you can put in a Mylar bag in your 5-gallon bucket. Whatever it is that you actually eat.
All right, so this is what I got from Costco for my family of 7. I'm gonna start over here. We actually got 4 things of strawberries. My kids have already eaten through one of them. Our chickens are not really laying right now, so I got these. They had a sample of them. I've had them before and I really like them. I've never been able to get most of my kids to eat them, but they had a sample, and one of my kids, who doesn't usually eat a lot of eggs on his own, liked them. So I just decided to get them just so we can get a little bit more eggs in our bodies, even though, you know, we're not getting eggs from our actual freeloading chickens. Okay, since I am probably not ordering from Azure this month, I'm just not sure if I'm going to, but I needed to get some bread. So I got 6 loaves of this sprouted whole grain bread. This is actually a local, like semi-local bakery, and very, very good quality ingredients. Yeah, they are just really well known for their excellent quality. So I got 2 of those, which is 6 total. We got 2 packages of mandarin oranges. Got 2 packages of fresh cranberries just for Thanksgiving and holidays, and I like that they're local Wisconsin cranberries, which I think many cranberries come from Wisconsin. All right, we've got some beef sausages. My kids love these beef sausages. We generally will do these like with roasted potatoes and veggies and things. Organic frozen strawberries. This is new to me. This is a seasoned breakfast blend with like potatoes and onions and peppers and things. I just thought this would be a really good convenience food, but it actually has really good ingredients for the most part. So this feels like a good compromise of like on busy nights, a nice convenience food that is still really good, has good ingredients. So I got 2 of those. Those are frozen. Got some organic green beans, fresh green beans, some organic mushrooms. Probably will do the 2 of them together. Some organic pears. Got 2 bags of the organic pears. Got 2 things of organic yogurt. I keep saying I've been saying for like a month that I'm gonna make yogurt. I used to make it all the time, and I kind of got out of the habit, and I was buying a bunch of it from Azure, and then the milk was low at the farm, so I didn't have enough to buy or to make yogurt. So I need to make yogurt, but I probably will. My kids could eat through this whole thing in like a day, so I need to make some yogurt. 3 packages of this uncured Black Forest ham. I have one kid in particular who loves this. As far as like deli ham goes, this is a pretty good quality because it's uncured and has the no nitrates added to it. Some Tillamook cheese. Whoops. We usually buy cheese from Azure, and we still have some from our last Azure order, but my guess is that we will go out, like we'll run out of cheese before the next Azure orders, so I just grabbed a couple of these. I don't normally buy sliced cheese, but this just looked really good to me, so I got that. And then I got these string cheese. More of my kids like the Colby Jack string cheese. They did not have that today, so I do have a few kids though who really like this string cheese. got some organic chicken stock just to have on hand for making soups and things when I don't have any homemade broth. These gluten-free rice ramen noodles, organic. Got 2 of those. I do have some of these already in my pantry, but we eat a lot of these. So because we generally eat like our pastas are gluten-free, whenever I make a pasta meal, any kind of pasta dish, I make it gluten-free. So these are just to, just to keep us in stock. So this is definitely a restock item. These are a restock because we have some, I think maybe we have 1 box. I have some of these on Subscribe and Save from Amazon. So it looks slightly different, like it comes in a slightly different package, but we just eat a lot of these. We really like these because they are made from chickpeas and have the added protein in them. It's really helpful for getting enough protein into my kids. 2 boxes of these fruit cups, peaches in 100% fruit juice. That's the only way I'll buy fruit cups, is if they are in 100% fruit juice. They're not organic, but it is what it is. I normally buy the big 25-pound bag of flour from Azure, gluten-free flour, the Bob's Red Mill, and I just got some, but my friend had said that she had been using this one and buying it at Costco, and she said that she was really liking this over the Bob's Red Mill, so I decided to try it out. I like that it comes in these more like plasticky bags so that it will last a little bit longer. You don't have to use it right away. So I will keep it down in, I can actually just put this bag directly into like a 5-gallon bucket, and it's gonna last a really long time. If it was in like the papery bags, I would not do that, but yeah, it just helps it to, when it's like this plasticky one, it just lasts better. If it's in the 5-gallon bucket, you don't even need to pour it out. You just leave it right in here and put it in the 5-gallon bucket. That works really well. Okay, my kids are obsessed with these pretzels because my parents buy them. Every time my parents come to visit, they bring these pretzels and give them to my kids who can eat them. My kids who are not gluten-free. And so they talked me into buying one. Got some organic broccoli. Let's see what else is over here. I have a couple of these in different flavors, and I watched somebody's YouTube video about this, that they really liked it, so we're gonna give it a try. This was new. I love curry, and yeah, this looked really, really good. Has really good ingredients. It's literally a list of 100% pronounceable words. So I got 2 sets. They come in a package of 2. I got 2 of them. I'd never seen this before. It looks really good. I'm excited about that. We've got Power Greens. A child convinced me to get this. These hippies, they're organic chickpea puffs. They are kind of like a much better for you Cheeto if you've never had them. They are pretty good. It's a good snack. Organic dried mangoes. These do not have any sugar added. I have gotten the sugar added ones before, but obviously they have sugar. So these are literally just fruit. So we got 2 of those. We do have some down in our basement pantry. I think maybe we have 2 packages, but my kids can eat through a bag of these really quickly. So getting 2 at a time always makes sense. Organic tortilla chips. This was new. I've never seen this before. I do like this brand. Siete, it's grain-free, so gluten-free. It's free of like everything, But yeah, I don't know. It just looked good. Made with avocado oil, so it's better than some of the other oils that chips are made in. Chili lime grain-free puff snacks. I don't know, just looked good. I am a sucker for salty things, I will tell you. All right, this is a stock for the prepared pantry. I have a few of these. Roast beef, not organic for sure, but good to have on hand when you just need some shelf-stable meats or a very quick meal, because you can just pop that open
And my family, if I were to like put this in a soup, I could get away with not using as many. But if I want to use it for like nachos or any kind of meal, like on baked potatoes or something like that, I would go through probably a lot of these, like minimum 3, probably 4, just for one meal for all my kids. So yeah, so I think I only have maybe 2 sets of these downstairs right now. So I definitely needed more. All right, we've got a child. This is what happens when my kids come with me to Costco. They convince me to buy things. Some of my kids can't eat these. I can't eat these because they're not gluten-free. I have some kids who love seaweed. I have no idea why, because I think it is really disgusting. But I don't mind saying yes to it because it's seaweed. Okay, this looks ridiculous because it is a lot of shoes, but my kids are runners. And if you know anything about buying shoes, they are expensive. And these were $7 off. They did have a limit of 10, but I bought 6. So I bought a couple like different sizes for like the next sizes for my kids, because my kids have worn these shoes for several years. They are some of the most inexpensive Adidas running shoes you can find. They're really nice quality. My kids are very competitive runners, and so these are like they're, you know, everyday running shoes, like practice running shoes. They wear spikes when they run for track and cross country competitions, but these are excellent. So you can buy them online too, but they are always a little more expensive online. But usually when they are on sale in the store, they are usually on sale online too. All right. It is getting colder in Wisconsin, so I always like to stock up because I don't know where gloves go. Every year I have to buy new gloves because they just disappear. And my kids are getting older, so a lot of the gloves we had when they were smaller just don't work anymore. So I like this brand from Costco. It's really affordable, really good quality. They have different like thicknesses. They have some that are thinner. These are considered running gloves. They're thinner. I like these a lot. I wear these as like my everyday gloves. My kids always steal them from me. So I bought myself another pair just so they don't steal them. So I don't know. I got a few pairs of those, one for my little guy, and these baklavas, because like I said, I have runners. They do still run in the winter, and these are nice and thin, and I think they will work really well. All right, these Aussie Bites, these are organic and gluten-free. My kids really like them to take to like sports practices and things, or if we go to the park or out anywhere. Organic mushrooms. We've got organic, no, not organic, that says original. These are not organic. Rotel, diced tomatoes and green chilies. I usually try to buy organic tomatoes, but I like to have these to make like quick salsa, Mexican dishes, anything like that. So I got 2 of those. Organic fruit and vegetable pouches. My kids have eaten these for years. Even my older kids still eat them, and they've got, you know, some yummy other fruits and carrots and spinach. They have never minded that there's veggies in there. You cannot even taste them. So good. So we'll take these on like road trips, or if we are doing lunch out at like the museum or something, when we're doing like a field trip or whatever. So these are really great. This is a total treat. I like this brand a lot. Sometimes they carry like the cinnamon ones that are like graham crackers. I've never seen this one, and I'm very excited because that just sounds delicious to me. And so this is definitely a treat. It's still very good. This brand is has very, very good ingredients, allergen free. We do have peanut allergies, and I don't do gluten, and one of my kids doesn't do gluten. So this is great. So yes, I did get 4 of them because I've never seen them at my Costco before. So I wanted to get several of them. All right, we normally buy our meat. We buy a lot of our meat in bulk locally. However, we don't have any pork. We're very, very low on pork. We have just a tiny bit, and we don't have any bacon. So this is an okay bacon. It's not awesome, but it's okay. It's uncured. All right, and so I got 2 of those. I have never seen this, but my husband likes to have easy meats that he can eat for lunches. So I thought he would like this, and I think my kids will like that too. I don't think my kids have ever had, they've never had lamb before, I don't think. Never had gyros, but I think it'll be a good hit for my boys. So I got 3 of those, I think. All right, last time I was at Costco, I got these frozen grass-fed beef patties. They're not organic, but I do like that they're grass-fed. And my boys, my teenage boys, and my husband really, really loved having these. We are getting our bulk beef pickup actually tomorrow. So, but we have been really low on beef. But I didn't order any like patties from our beef share. So this will be good because they can make quick and easy lunches with that. They usually have these around Christmas time, around the holidays, and I like them for just kind of keeping on hand to take places where we don't know if there's going to be like a gluten-free treat at all. That's then we can take this, and then I know that my son and I will both have a dessert that we can have if we're going to like a holiday party or something. So these will keep on the shelf for a while, and this is a total, they only sell this at Christmas time or like around the holidays. So I always get at least one. There is 0 nutritional value, except if you say that chocolate has nutritional value. I don't know. I love it. It doesn't matter. And then I got a couple of these almond flour siete tortillas, 2 packages of those. And I also got 2 packages of these peppers. One of them disappeared with my children. And I got 2 rotisserie chickens also. Those have also all disappeared with the children. They are eating them right now.
Now, if you haven't already, make sure you check out my guide to a prepared pantry. This is totally free. It's over on my website. You can find it at siloandsage.com/prepare. It is a printable guide. It has things that you can be putting on your shelves that are shelf stable that will help you to build a prepared pantry. And it also has inventory pages. It just kind of teaches you how to get started, or just gives you a guide. Even if you've already started, it just kind of might give you some things that you hadn't thought about before, give you some inventory pages, help you to keep track of the things that you already have, so you're actually eating through those things and not wasting them. Now, if you are on a budget, make sure you check out the video that I'm going to link in the description below. It's all about building a prepared pantry on a budget. And if you like pantry videos, I have a ton of them about building a prepared pantry, buying in bulk, and different Azure and Costco hauls. And I will link that whole playlist down in the description below. So make sure you check it out. And don't forget to check out my friend Stephanie, 10 Kids in a Garage. Go check out her video for her once a month pantry restock too. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon in another video, friends. And in the meantime, keep cultivating your home. Bye.